Hey there. So I realized that I hadn't basically come on in a while, and I was trying to think there was some stuff I was gonna kind of write about. I'm totally sitting on the airport ground, which is gross, but I still wanted to kind of spiel some stuff out. So here's the first thing. Um, I really realized, and I feel like I realized this before, but I just didn't put words to it so much. Okay. There's certain groups of people who are themselves trying to heal. They're trying to understand shit, right? And so sometimes people, well, not sometimes, all the time, you understand the world by interacting with different people and kind of asking questions and seeing how people relate to shit. Now the problem though that I've seen specifically last year, which I hadn't seen before, are clusters of people who have so little and so little world knowledge that it's just really normal shit is not normal for them, and it was really strange. And I feel like that was when I knew, or I mean, I had questions about it. I was like, oh, maybe this is just right here and it's just because of these poverty clusters, and we're gonna stop using the words right. But I was like, oh no, it's me. And I just kept giving all these reasons, and the truth is counterculture is kind of counterculture for a reason, and all the norms are just different. And so then I thought a little bit more, and especially just by living in Nashville for fucking 3 weeks, all of the hypotheses are right. It is not like there aren't a whole bunch of how do you say it, gutter trotting black people in Nashville. It's not like that. But it is like that in the Bay Area. They're all crackheads or something, and they're all D boys. And I can't even describe it. They're all like Tyler. And I kept wondering, I was like, no, no, no. It can't be everybody. It can't be everybody. It can't. And it's everybody. And it's because it's I don't know, how do you say it? It's like a loser culture that just perpetuates through the whole system. Because I don't know if you guys remember when I talked to you about Mello, right? And so Mello with those friends who had those apartments in the city, and they would pretend to these girls that they all lived in the same apartment, and then but the girls lived in housing projects in Richmond, and it was the whole thing, right, where everybody thought that they were meeting someone good. Everyone was faking shit, and nobody could validate anything. It's nobody saw a lease. They were just, the whole thing was just first of all, it was based on a culture of people being users, right? They were users, kind of in a sense. The girls were users too. Everybody was using and being used. But the point that I didn't understand, and this is another reason why I just continue to say, and I will continue to do it, just donate a ridiculous amount of money to Planned Parenthood, because I'm sorry, but who wants more? You don't need more people like that in society, at all. They are making society worse for everybody. Because when you think about it, those girls, in some sense, they probably wanted relationships, and they're not wrong for wanting relationships. I forgot how far I had gotten from regular men, because Bay Area black men are not humans. They're something else. They're deformed to literally every single white chick that I met in Nashville. They all act the same. They all want the same shit. They're just as boy crazy as everywhere else. But oh no, you can't be like that if you're don't be a girl of color in California and be like that, because you're circling the drain. There's no, don't get me wrong. Maybe I will say this: if I would have been more of, how can I say, the conservative that I am or something, but then I get called a racist. Oh no, you don't date black people. You don't talk to black people. And it's but they're not any good. They're offering nothing. And then I read it. Okay, so this is where this all came up for me. So I read, it was a little blog post or something, right? And so this is Drake talking about his recent album Her Loss, and how where it is where the inspiration comes from. The inspiration comes from um, a song from another guy. I can't remember the dude. His name is Scary something or Season Spice. I don't even fucking know. But I do remember the song is called Pigeons. And so I went and I looked up the song and I read the lyrics aloud. And oh boy, it's just a song where he's like, I hate these bitches. All they want is money. They strip on the weeks and then they go to the club on the weekend. Now, okay, I get the criticism if maybe if you proposed something more, because we're not talking about women who have all these like academic ambitions to like critique society and shit. We're not talking about those women. We're talking about like basic women. Most like 80% of the women, black, white, or other, are all basic like this. So I'm not really sure why there's only critique when the women happen to be of color. But okay, so this pigeon writer is basically talking about. So he's just going in, I hate pigeons. Pigeons are this, pigeons are that, pigeon, pigeon, pigeon. And it's like, first of all, this nigga looks like Kodak Black talking about pigeons. I feel like he doesn't have a pigeon problem. If there are pigeons out here, I mean, maybe the retards be in the club now. Like, I'm not sure which pigeons are chasing him. It's just like, I don't know. It's all just kind of like very, very strange. Then I thought a little bit more and I was like, okay. So, but it's not really constructive, right? If all of us are just sitting here making hate songs about one another, like, right? If I'm sitting here making analysis videos, oh, I hate these niggas, and like they're making like we hate pigeon songs, and everybody is just making derogatory content about the other person, not really pushing anything forward. And then I thought, okay, there's got to be a way to like twist it a little bit. And the other thing though, I thought it was really strange. I thought it was strange because like, why is it that we're just getting in 2022 like Ashanti for the first time saying something where there's all these like dusty dudes who have all this shit to say about her? Like, what now is the first time she felt like she should respond? First of all, okay, I don't keep up with Ashanti. I only keep up with music. And none of the artists are putting out good music, in my opinion. I said the same thing about the Migos and Takeoff. Like, I mean, I'm sorry that they died, but I'm not gonna buy any like vinyl Migos anything. Like, they're not good artists. Like, none of them really are. There's like maybe I'd buy like one vinyl Drake album, maybe possibly. But like, what am I getting on vinyl? I'm getting Frank by anyone else. I'm getting like even Evermore by Taylor Swift. I get that on vinyl. I actually might get the old Ashanti album, the one that's just called Ashanti. I would actually get that on vinyl. That is a really good album, right? Um, so I'm here for like the stories and the artists, but like, if Ashanti knew all this time that there were all these people who were saying all these things about her, why would she not say anything about it? Like, why do people think that women just don't have a side of the story? And then why is it in the black community like people always think there's only like one narrative? Oh, I'm gonna say this and then she's gonna say that and we're gonna say this and all my homies are gonna agree. It's like, I think this is the reason, and I'll continue to say this, the black American population is trending toward zero. Like, you see this? This is nothing. Zero is nothing. It's like every time a black American child is born, like three more die. It's like sickle cell, heart disease, murder, illiteracy, poverty, death. And then here come like the continental Africans, like 6 more Ethiopians were born today. 17 more Nigerians. This is how it's like black Americans in continental Africa. This is how it looks. Down, up. It's like a constantly revolving escalator of just like transitioning black people. So I mean, I'm not sure how much anyone really cares, but I'm still saying, I think. Here's another thing too that I think is very strange. It isn't like men in other communities, and I see this fucking all the time. It's not really frustrating anymore. It's just more like capitalism. Like everyone else seems to like invest in businesses, some sort of something, right? Where they're like, I earn money doing this thing. and this thing is like providing for my family. And like those people tend to care about their family and their community in some sense. This is not the case with Black American men at all. Like they care about like nothing. This is another reason why I'm sorry. I can't take my brother seriously. Like it was just his birthday and I just don't give a shit. Like to me it feels like what are you living for? Because for some reason he believes that he's going to be like indoctrinated into Asian culture. Also his girlfriend's like a Hmong, which is like the lowest of the low in terms of Asian culture. Either way, I really don't give a shit. What I'm saying is like at the end of the day, he still is who he is. And what I'm saying is like too, I've never tried to change my story, which is why I think people always try to make it cool. Like after I do something, they're like, oh well, now it's cool to be Habesha. Well no, like it was always cool to be me, even if you didn't like it because it wasn't the season for you, or you were blah blah blah, or you hopped on whatever bandwagon. Like I don't like put on, I don't tan to get brown and then like not tan and be like, oh well now I'm different. I wear these braids all year long. Okay, like I literally wear this little fuzzy jacket every fucking day. Same Burks, same bitch. Like there's not a new story. Like I'm not changing to be palatable for like you. But I feel like so many other people are doing that. And then the weird part is just so weird. Like there's this need to like compare and be like, oh, but she's not, and then she's not, and then she's not. And it's like, wait a minute, time out. What? Like I don't know. Like that this is not really how this works. Like my story is not supposed to be like understood by you. If you care to understand it and you want to like interact with my content and you're like, ooh, this is interesting. Like some people have, like some people, you'll see the numbers keep growing. We are growing organically because I'm not like buying any followers. I'm not. If you care about the story, listen to it. If you have questions, ask questions like other people have. Otherwise, move the fuck on and go follow somebody else. The part that I don't appreciate though is when other people are out here like trying to tell a story that they don't understand. You can't tell my story for me. Because as soon as what's really funny? To me, this is really funny. It's like every single time there's this idea of like, oh, here's the story of what happened, and here, oh, here's the let me give you the moral of the story, so you don't do the thing that Olivia did. Okay, 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 okay. The only thing that you don't know is you don't even know how the story. First of all, you don't know what happened to get up to here because you haven't been following, and then you don't have current up to date information, so you don't even know what's happening now, and you don't even know what's in the work for the future because unlike most people, like I really do plan out sequences in my life. And I really wish that I did not have to become a whole ass attorney, but I did. I did because I couldn't just continue to let shit be brushed under the rug. It got to a point where it was just like, all right. Like the fact that I literally had to sue judges is ridiculous. Like nobody should have to do that. That's ridiculous. Like that is a burden that no individual should have to bear. Um, and I've said this on this channel like so many times. Like I win my lawsuits, so you can laugh at my little fee waiver. That's brought me quite a lot of wealth, like a lot. Like one little piece of paper will take you far in life, and other people don't have to believe it. Don't listen to other men. It's like in life you have choices. You could be Cardi B or you could be Warren Buffett. Want to know the difference there? Cardi B walks around pretending like she's got money. In reality, Cardi B is broke and in debt. Warren Buffett, on the other hand, has assets. He looks very modest. He is also very, very wealthy. Taught a lot of other people how to be too. You could choose who you would like to be in life. Or another example I really like, you can be Kelly Stamps, who the entire time has just literally been sitting here telling you guys honest truth stories, which are maybe sometimes a bit uncomfortable to listen to. They could be a little bit uncomfortable to listen to. Mostly just because like you kind of hope like I don't want to share my embarrassing shit on the internet, but somebody's got to tell the stories. We can't all just be like on the receiving end of the story, not laughing. Anyways, that's kind of like what was on my mind, and I mean, I know I keep saying, oh, I'm gonna do a better job of like writing this shit out and like having a better narrative with it, but I just don't feel like doing that right now. And there's just too much other shit that keeps like coming up. Like I need time and space. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really happy. We're getting like closer and closer to a Germany move. I even found two different properties which I'm debating against. I kind of wanted to make a video like a shop with me video, but I don't think I'm gonna do that just because like I definitely want to try to bypass some stalkers. Like that was a really big hurdle for me. Like I can't deal with that as we make this next move. I need this one to be like a little bit more discreet. Um, I will say, it could have been worse. It wasn't great. The last year wasn't great. It definitely could have been worse, but it could have been better. And we're just going for next year being better. It has to be better. Um, okay. So I just wanted to come on and say that. So I'm glad I said it. Also, yes, I literally am getting over the fucking flu. I knew I had it. I told you guys, like, my coworkers all had it. And it's a very weird strain this season because, like, you don't have, like, the sniffles and shit. You don't even really have the coughies. It's just like, oh, God. Yeah, it's not good. But I'm on the tail end of it, so.